In the heart of the old lands, where the red earth holds secrets of the ancestors and the trees whisper stories to the wind, there once lived a young woman named Adana. Her beauty was not just of the face, but of the heart, gentle in spirit, warm in voice, and graceful in all she did. She walked softly, spoke kindly, and loved deeply. Adana was married to Obinna, a humble farmer whose hands were strong from shaping the soil and whose heart was always open to love. Together, they lived in a small hut near the great Iroko tree, where the morning sun poured golden blessing upon them. Their love was honest, their laughter was pure, and the village saw them as an example of harmony. But harmony, as the elders say, is a delicate calabash. One small crack, and everything may spill. Obinna's mother, known to the village as Mama Nkem, was a woman of great pride. Her hands carried the marks of years of labor, but her heart carried the weight of something deeper, something quiet, hidden, and dangerous. She had raised Obinna alone through hardship and hunger, and she believed, truly believed, that no woman deserved a son as much as she did. At first, her jealousy was silent, a glance here, a sigh there, a little bitterness mixed into every word she spoke. But jealousy, when not confronted, grows like weeds in fertile soil. And so it began. Mama Nkem came to live with them after the harvest season, telling the villagers she simply wanted to be close to her son. But the women of the village exchanged knowing looks, for they had seen this story unfolding in families before. And whispers began to drift like smoke on the evening breeze. At first, life continued smoothly. Mama Nkem helped around the home, collected firewood, and prepared food. Yet even the kindest actions can become weapons when the heart is twisted. Mama Nkem began to plant seeds, not in the soil, but in Obinna's mind. Late at night, when the moonlight pooled on the floor, she would sit beside him and say words coated in honey, but sharpened underneath. My son, your wife loves you. Yes, but does she love you more than I? My son, you were mine long before she came. My son, do not forget who carried you, fed you, bled for you. And slowly, like a river wearing away stone, Obinna began to change. He spoke less, smiled less. His eyes no longer sparkled when Adana entered the room. She noticed the shift, the heaviness, the space growing between them. But she said nothing, for she was raised to endure storms quietly. The elders say, silence is a blanket. It warms, but it also suffocates. Meanwhile, Mama Nkem continued. Each day her words became bolder, her tone sharper, her heart stronger. One evening, as the sun dipped beyond the horizon and the sky bled into purples and golds, Mama Nkem sat with Obinna by the cooking fire. The flames flickered on her face, making her shadows long and looming. She leaned close and whispered a poison that would change everything. Your wife is not giving you a child because she is cursed, but I am still fertile. The ancestors have shown it to me. If you lie with me, I will bear you a child. Your blood, your future. Obinna froze. His heart thundered in confusion. His mind screamed in rejection, but his spirit had been softened. Slowly, deliberately, mercilessly, and the tragedy unfolded, not out of desire, not out of love, but out of weakness, out of manipulation, out of a heart that had been slowly snared. Days passed, weeks, and then whispers began to travel through the village like restless spirits. Mama Nkem's belly is swelling. She is with child. But how? At her age? Who is the father? The truth spread, though no one dared speak it openly. But eyes speak louder than words, and the eyes of the village burned with quiet judgment. When Adana heard the truth, she did not scream, she did not curse, she did not collapse. She simply sat on the ground, placed her hands in her lap, and let the tears fall silently into the dust. For there is grief too deep for sound, Her heart did not break in one loud shatter. It broke slowly, painfully, like clay cracking under fire. The night after she learned, she walked to the river. The moon hung heavy in the sky, and the frogs sang their mournful chorus. She stared at her reflection in the water, still beautiful, still gentle, still her. But something had changed inside. She whispered, "What wrong have I done to deserve this?" But the river gave no answer. Back at the village, Obinna was drowning in regret. The spell his mother held over him had begun to unravel. The gossip, the shame, the reality, everything became clear. His hands trembled, his breath shook. He had wounded the woman who loved him more deeply than words could say. He went to Adana, knelt before her, and begged forgiveness with tears burning down his face. But Adana, soft-hearted, loving, loyal Adana, did not turn away. She placed her hand on his cheek and said, "Love is not proven in perfection, but in the courage to return to what is right." Her forgiveness did not erase the pain, but it allowed healing to begin. And what of Mama Nkem? As her belly grew, so did her guilt. For the ancestors are patient, but they are not blind. The child within her never cried, never kicked, never breathed. When the time of birth came, it came not with joy, but with silence. There was no child, only grief, a grief as heavy as the ocean. Mama Nkem collapsed and wept until her voice cracked like dry earth. The villagers did not mock her. They did not speak ill of her. They simply watched and learned. For the ancestors teach without raising their voices. In the end, Mama Nkem came to Adana, slowly, painfully, and knelt before her. "Forgive me." Her voice was barely a whisper, and Adana did, because forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength, the kind only the pure in heart can hold. From that day on, Mama Nkem lived quietly, humbled, changed, and Adana and Obinna rebuilt their love, slowly, gently, day by day. Their story traveled through generations, whispered by firelight, retold to remind all who heard. Jealousy is a fire. It does not warm, it only burns. And so the elders say, guard the heart, protect love, honor what is sacred, for the spirit that twists love into possession, in the end, destroys itself.